Hello everybody and welcome back to artofdino.com and saveearth.us. And I was digging through David Rumsey a while ago, a couple weeks ago, and I came across this which I thought was really cool, which I hadn't really seen before. And I'm always fascinated by Alexandria, Egypt. Not only the library, but in general. That place, just the Nile, you know, it was the most amazing trade and just masterful center, centered around some of the most mysterious and crazy archaeology and history. So you know something magic happened there. So I was just kind of exploring it, looking for different kinds of things or clues or different kinds of anomalies or anything, and I found a couple that I thought were pretty interesting, and I wanted to share them with you all today. So this is a cool map of this whole northern coast of Africa, and we're zooming in towards Egypt and Alexandria. And so I want to show you, because it's really cool, the Pharaoh's Tower. You always refer to the library and stuff like that, so I wonder how ancient that was. But along this peninsula of Alexandria, take a good look at this. It's a Pharaoh's Tower 1, and then I'm going to read one little excerpt from about 1750, which talks about a castle that was here and talks about how to get into it and how shallow it was. But look at how that kind of looks like a peninsula, like a bay. You're going to see another drawing from around the 1700s or 1600s, which shows it from the opposite angle, and it shows that kind of enclosure as well. And then I want to show you the modern area and see what it looks like, because I think they're slowly uncovering it. I'm not really sure, but take a look. So this is the next picture from around 1750. So look at it. At the bottom, you have the Alexandria at the top, that whole city which kind of lines the coast, and then you have the haven of Alexandria in that peninsula at the top. And I'm going to read a little description of it, but look at how there's one castle on each side. It forms like an amazing entrance, and you can go all over the place in there. It talks about a rock wall that's pretty cool as well, and very interesting compared to what it looks like now. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of Google Earth and kind of go back and forth before I read a couple clips here from this other section. All right, so here we go here. I want to show you guys a couple of things here. So from the map, going back and forth from the old map to Google Earth, we've got this area right here. This all is down here, you'll see underneath my thing. And then I want you to notice this area, which is kind of what we're going to center on, with the Pharaoh's Tower on one side and then something on the other, the canopic mouth, and then the Nile, which you can see over here. And they call this Alberto. There's a little lake over here, which is called Borelli or something, but this is the Nile, so that's a key factor. And I have a feeling at one point it went from Rashid all the way up here. They may have closed that in or filled it in, and that's what you'd see here with the canopic mouth. But so now take a look at this area over here. So Alexandria, they have this part right here, which is kind of open a little bit and looks almost like it could have been a broken peninsula, but it also looks like that would be over here and maybe a little insignificant. So this one, it's a little closer to here we'd want. So I would think this one would be kind of the main zone, and right around here, maybe even over, yeah, I think definitely this, because that would make it complete around here. And then right where that ends, a little bit ways, and you'd have the Nile. So kind of peninsula would go around here. But take a look at how the land has developed over time. And I'm going to show you in a series of pictures using the timeline from Google Earth, because this is an interesting area right here. Look, this is what caught my eye, is right here. This whole area, look at how ridiculous this is by Google Earth. Like, they are clearly hiding something massive here. I'm not sure if they're doing work here or what is going on, but they are hiding it. It looks ridiculously obvious. And so I wanted to see how this progressed over the years, because this peninsula right here, I'm convinced, is the same as this one. And there was a castle and all these amazing things here that led to the entrance to this way right next to the Nile, the biggest port around, biggest travel, amazing whatever that was, sacred river. And it looks like now they are unveiling this terrain, or they are digging it up, or they are restoring it, or they are doing something to it. So take a look at this, because I am not sure, but I think hopefully they will someday get to the bottom of this. In this area was amazingly elaborate at one point, so there must be treasures all over this place. So again, I want you to remember this next map right here as we go into some of the coming Google Earth pictures, and I'm going to read this part about the haven of Alexandria, which is a great large bay, not very wide at the entrance. On the points of the haven stand two castles, one on the east side, the other on the west, which is the biggest of the two, and coming near that you must fire a gun. Due east from the west castle lies a round black rock above water, and between this rock rock in the aforesaid castle. It is foul ground, that you cannot sail between them, but east of the aforesaid black rock, and close by it you may sail in, because from the easternmost castle reacheth a ledge of rocks lying under water towards the said rock, that between them is not very wide, but the deepest is 6 fathom. Without it is 10, 12, and 8 fathom, but within from 8. Before the city lies a ledge of rocks, the east end above and the west end under water, and to the southward of it is good riding. There lies also within the haven a rock about 4 feet under water, behind which is the best road in 3 fathoms and a half. But all over in this haven the ground is sharp, that you must serve your cables well. If you intend they shall not cut. You must sail to the eastward of this blind rock, by these rocks, which are 4 gaps like doors in the wall of the city. Then keep the greatest tower in the city against the aforesaid gaps of the wall of the city, and you need not fear the blind rock. So there was a secret way of getting in here, which means it was protecting something, and they used natural kind of methods to do it, and I'm sure that they did it, and it's not just by accident. And I still believe that all of these beautiful coastlines were at one point handmade by whether giants or other humans, but there was something going on, because these places are all super protected and they are very smooth coastlines. And again, the best place to live is by the water, and that was always the case, now and in the ancient ways. So here it is again. This is from the modern day one with the Google Earth just thrashing it. And then here we go. We're going to start backwards and we're going to go forward in time. So watch in just the last 15 years or so how this grows out. And so I'm wondering if they are digging it up, or if they're pulling a little Dubai action and they're just filling it in. But I am willing to believe that they're somehow, I don't know how they'd uncover it with water, like how you'd lower it or anything. So they must be rising it or doing something. But it looks to me like they are reconnecting this old peninsula and making it again. And watch how they smoothly do it. They do some nice shapes. So maybe they're doing like a harbor or something. They're building some massive harbor project. But here it is. Watch how this land just comes back. And again, I think this is ancient land that they're digging back up, or they're restoring in some way. And again, that makes me wonder why. You have to wonder why they're covering it so much in the modern pictures. But also, look at the amount of work they've done. That is a lot. And what have they found? Are they digging things up? Are there scuba archaeologists all over the place there? There should be, because that castle, where are the ruins of that castle? That thing is totally gone. And if you were a scuba diver, you should be able to find it if you were to swim out where that peninsula once was. So I'm not sure if I got the location right, but either way, there is something interesting about that, in the way the progression, in the way they're building it, in the way they're hiding it, in the way it was so different from before. And Alexandria, again, they always tell us of the library, but I feel like there was even more there that we didn't know about. Maybe the library was just, a code for something. They called like the post office, what they called post offices back in the day. So we're like, oh, a library, but it was probably maybe something else entirely. Again, who knows? All theory, but I found this anomaly pretty interesting, and I wanted to share it with you all to see what you all think out there. And if you look all over this place on Google Earth, you can find amazing things everywhere, shapes under the ground. They should be digging this place up like crazy. And I still have a feeling that Egypt is not the only place like this. I think everywhere is, especially in the American West, especially in the Middle East, especially all the places where there are wars, like the Taurika Chersonesus and the Crimea and so many more, all over the world, Vietnam, Japan, everywhere. All these ancient things exist. All this ancient true history exists below us, and we are neglecting it by not digging it up. So hopefully we will in time, and we'll get to the bottom of all of this literally. So bless you all. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this. Chime in with some comments. Share it if you can. Help me beat that shadow ban, and bless you all from artofdino.com and saveearth.us.